The Enigma of Kaspar Hauser, a 19th-century mystery. In the summer of 1828, in the bustling streets of Nuremberg, Germany, an unusual figure appeared. He was a young man, barely a teenager, with a dishevelled appearance and a bewildered look in his eyes. His clothing was tattered, and his mannerisms were awkward, almost childlike. When he was found wandering the streets, clutching a letter addressed to the captain of the local cavalry, no one could have imagined that this boy would soon become one of the greatest mysteries of the 19th century, a mystery that would spark intrigue, debate, and endless speculation for years to come. This is the story of Kaspar Hauser, the enigmatic youth whose life and death remain shrouded in uncertainty. Kaspar Hauser's story began on May 26, 1828, when he was discovered by a local cobbler named Georg Weichmann. The boy's presence was immediately puzzling. He seemed disoriented, unable to speak coherently, and only repeated the phrase, "I want to be a rider, like my father." In his hand, he held a strange letter that claimed he'd been left in the care of an anonymous guardian since infancy. The letter explained that the boy had been raised in complete isolation and that he had never seen the outside world until that very day. It was signed with a simple initial, M. The authorities, bewildered by the boy's sudden appearance and his unusual circumstances, took him into custody for further questioning. However, Kaspar could provide little information about himself. He could barely communicate, his vocabulary limited to a few basic words, and he seemed to have no knowledge of the world beyond the walls of the room in which he had been kept. Despite his apparent lack of education, Kaspar showed an unusual intelligence and an extraordinary memory. He quickly learned to speak and write, and as he did, a tale of captivity and isolation began to emerge. Kaspar claimed that for as long as he could remember, he had lived in a small dark room with no windows. He had been provided with food and water by a mysterious figure who never revealed their face. The boy had never seen sunlight, never experienced human contact, and had been denied any form of education or stimulation. The only objects in his room were two small wooden horses, which he played with endlessly. According to Kaspar, he had been confined to this room for as long as he could remember, until the day he was set free and sent to Nuremberg. As Kaspar's story spread, it captured the imagination of the public and the attention of scholars, journalists, and nobility. People were fascinated by the idea of a child raised in total isolation, and theories about his origins began to circulate. Some believed that Kaspar was a member of a noble family, possibly the heir to a throne, who had been hidden away to protect him from political intrigue. Others speculated that he was the victim of a cruel experiment designed to study the effects of isolation on human development. Still, others thought that Kaspar's story was a complete fabrication and that he was nothing more than an imposter seeking attention. The mystery of Kaspar Hauser deepened in October 1829 when he was found with a wound on his forehead, claiming that he had been attacked by a masked man. According to Kaspar, the assailant had whispered, "You still have to die before you leave Nuremberg," before fleeing the scene. The incident only fueled speculation that someone was trying to silence Kaspar and keep his true identity a secret. The authorities launched an investigation, but no suspect was ever found, and the case remained unsolved. Despite the growing intrigue surrounding his life, Kaspar Hauser's existence was fraught with difficulties. He was taken in by various benefactors who sought to educate and care for him, but he struggled to adapt to the world outside his small room. He was often described as being childlike and naive, with a tendency to daydream and a lack of understanding of social norms. Yet at the same time, he exhibited remarkable intelligence and an uncanny ability to learn languages and skills with ease. This duality in his character only added to the enigma that surrounded him. As time passed, Kaspar began to show signs of distress. He became increasingly paranoid, fearing that he was being watched and that someone was trying to kill him. His fears seemed to be validated when, in December 1833, he was found in a garden with a deep stab wound in his chest. He claimed that he'd been lured to the garden by a stranger who handed him a bag, which he believed contained important documents. When Kaspar reached into the bag, he was stabbed. Despite the efforts of his caretakers and doctors, Kaspar succumbed to his injuries 3 days later, on December 17th, 1833. The circumstances of Kaspar Hauser's death only intensified the mystery surrounding his life. The bag he claimed to have been handed contained a note written in mirror writing, which read, "Hauser will be able to tell you quite precisely how I look and from where I am. To save Hauser the effort, I want to tell you myself from where I come. I come from the Bavarian border, on the river. I will even tell you the name, MLU." The note, like so many other aspects of Kaspar's life, raised more questions than it answered. Who was the mysterious MLC? Why was Kaspar killed? And perhaps most importantly, who was Kaspar Hauser? In the years following Kaspar's death, countless theories have been proposed to explain the mystery of his life. Some believe that he was indeed a prince, possibly the lost son of Grand Duke Charles of Baden, who was hidden away to prevent him from claiming his rightful place on the throne. This theory is supported by the fact that the child of Grand Duke Charles, who was born around the same time as Kaspar, was reported to have died shortly after birth under suspicious circumstances. Proponents of this theory argue that the child was secretly replaced with a dying infant, and that Kaspar was the true heir to the throne. Others believe that Kaspar's story was a hoax, either perpetrated by Kaspar himself or by those around him. Some historians argue that Kaspar may have suffered from a mental illness that caused him to fabricate his story, or that he was manipulated by others for financial gain or notoriety. The inconsistencies in Kaspar's accounts, as well as the lack of concrete evidence to support his claims, have led many to dismiss his story as a fanciful tale. One of the more recent theories suggests that Kaspar Hauser was the victim of a psychological experiment. Some researchers believe that he was deliberately isolated and deprived of social interaction as part of a study on human development. This theory is supported by the fact that Kaspar exhibited many of the characteristics of a feral child, including delayed speech development and difficulty with social interactions. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, and it remains speculative. Despite the myriad of theories, the mystery of Kaspar Hauser remains unsolved. His life and death have inspired countless books, films, and works of art, and his story continues to captivate the imagination of people around the world. The mystery of Kaspar Hauser is a reminder of the fragility of human identity and the lengths to which people will go to uncover the truth. It is a tale that highlights the darkest corners of human nature, as well as the relentless pursuit of knowledge and understanding. Today, Kaspar Hauser is remembered as one of the most enigmatic figures in history. His story has become a symbol of the unknown, a puzzle that may never be fully solved. As we look back on the life of this mysterious young man, we are reminded that some mysteries are destined to remain unsolved, leaving us to wonder about the secrets that may still be hidden, waiting to be uncovered. The case of Kaspar Hauser is a testament to the enduring power of mystery and the human desire to seek out the truth, no matter how elusive it may be. As long as there are unanswered questions, Kaspar's story will continue to inspire curiosity, debate, and intrigue for generations to come. One cannot help but wonder what kind of life Kaspar might have led if he had not been confined to that dark room. Would he have grown up to be a normal, well-adjusted adult? Or would the years of isolation have left an indelible mark on his psyche, preventing him from ever fully integrating into society? These are questions that we will never have answers to, but they are questions that continue to haunt those who study Kaspar's life. Some have speculated that Kaspar's isolation was not just physical, but also psychological. The lack of human contact and stimulation may have stunted his emotional and cognitive development, leaving him with a child's mind in a teenager's body. This would explain his naivety and his difficulty in adapting to the world outside his room. But it also raises the question of who was responsible for his isolation and why. Was it a deliberate act of cruelty, or was there a more sinister motive behind it? The theory that Kaspar was a prince in hiding has persisted for centuries, with some even suggesting that he was the rightful heir to the throne of Baden. The idea that he was hidden away to protect him from political enemies is a compelling one, but it is also one that is difficult to prove. The lack of concrete evidence and the passage of time have made it nearly impossible to determine the truth behind this theory. Nevertheless, it remains one of the most popular explanations for Kaspar's mysterious life. Another theory that has gained traction in recent years is the idea that Kaspar was the victim of a cruel experiment. Some have suggested that he was deliberately isolated and deprived of human contact as part of a study on the effects of isolation on human development. This theory is supported by the fact that Kaspar exhibited many of the characteristics of a feral child, including delayed speech development and difficulty with social interactions. However, there is no concrete evidence to support this theory, and it remains speculative. Despite the many theories that have been proposed, the true identity of Kaspar Hauser remains a mystery. Was he a prince, a victim of a cruel experiment, or simply a troubled young man seeking attention? The truth may never be known, but what is certain is that Kaspar's story has left an indelible mark on history. His life and death have inspired countless books, films, and works of art, and his story continues to captivate the imagination of people around the world. Kaspar Hauser's story is a reminder of the fragility of human identity and the lengths to which people will go to uncover the truth. It is a tale that highlights the darkest corners of human nature, as well as the relentless pursuit of knowledge and understanding. It is a story that will continue to be told for generations to come, as long as there are unanswered questions and mysteries to be solved. In the end, the case of Kaspar Hauser is a testament to the enduring power of mystery. It is a story that has fascinated and perplexed people for nearly 2 centuries, and it shows no signs of losing its allure. As long as there are those who seek the truth, Kaspar's story will continue to inspire curiosity, debate, and intrigue. As we reflect on Kaspar Hauser's life, we are reminded of the importance of human connection and the devastating effects of its absence. Kaspar's isolation was not just physical, but also emotional, and it left him ill-equipped to navigate the complexities of the world. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of neglect and the lasting impact it can have on a person's life. Yet, despite the tragedy of his life, Kaspar Hauser's story is also one of resilience. He endured years of isolation and deprivation, yet he managed to survive and adapt to the world outside his room. His ability to learn and grow, even in the face of such adversity, is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. In the years since his death, Kaspar Hauser has become a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that there are still mysteries in this world that defy explanation. His story has inspired countless theories, each one offering a different perspective on his life and death. But despite the many attempts to unravel the mystery, Kaspar Hauser remains an enigma. Today, nearly 2 centuries after his death, Kaspar Hauser's story continues to captivate and intrigue. It is a story that challenges our understanding of human nature and forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge. It is a story that will continue to be told, as long as there are those who are willing to ask the difficult questions and seek the truth, no matter how elusive it may be. The case of Kaspar Hauser is a mystery that may never be solved, but it is also a reminder of the importance of human connection, the dangers of isolation, and the enduring power of the human spirit. It is a story that will continue to resonate with people for generations to come, as long as there are those who are drawn to the mysteries of the past and the stories that defy explanation. In the end, Kaspar Hauser's life was one of tragedy and mystery, but it was also a life that has left a lasting impact on history. His story is a testament to the enduring power of mystery and the human desire to seek out the truth, no matter how elusive it may be. As long as there are unanswered questions, Kaspar's story will continue to inspire curiosity, debate, and intrigue for generations to come.